Hey, what's going on, sports fans? Big news today in the NBA. Definitely have to give you my reaction to that. The San Antonio Spurs have traded Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green to the Toronto Raptors for Demar Derozen, Jacob Patel, and a protected first-round pick. Now, let's look at it from the team's perspective first. Toronto. Obviously, Toronto is just saying, we don't believe DeMar DeRozan is good enough to be the best player on a championship team, and this is our way of starting over. If we cannot convince Kawhi Leonard to stay, at least we free up a bunch of cap room for next season, and we could try to pursue people in that way, or we just start this all over again and try to get out of this rut that we've been in for the last few years when it comes to the Eastern Conference. Now, for the Spurs, you had to get rid of Kawhi. It was a very toxic situation. He was threatening to sit out next year, just didn't want to be there. You don't want that drama, that cloud over you during the season. So I understand wanting to get rid of him. You get an all-star in return in DeMar DeRozan. Jacob Patel, nice young player, a lot of potential. And a first-round pick, which probably be in 20 to 30 range. So it's a good trade, I believe, on San Antonio's part, especially when you have a star that everybody knows wants to go. So it's hard to get anything close to even value back. And you didn't get even value back. You're not going to get it for a player of Kawhi Leonard's caliber. But you did get what I believe is the best deal, especially if the reports are true that Boston didn't want to give up Jaylen Brown or the Lakers didn't want to give up Brandon Ingram. So we go to Toronto and we get a solid all-star back, somebody who's established back for Kawhi Leonard. You do what's best for you. It's not your job to make the player who doesn't want to be there anymore happy. So we'll ship you farthest away from LA as possible to Toronto. I have no problem with what San Antonio did. Even though Kawhi has the right to demand where he wants to go, San Antonio has the right to say, nah, player, we're going to send you all the way over here. And that's what they did with that trade. So I think it's a good trade on San Antonio's part. For Toronto, it's very interesting. I do think that they did DeMar DeRozan wrong. There's reports that he talked to them during Summer League, and they told him, you're not getting traded. You're our guy. We gave you that big contract for a reason. We believe in you. You're the guy. Gave him the wink and the gun. And then pulled the rug out from under him. Just like Carlton Banks, you can't believe the wink and the gun. So now we understand, this is just another example why we understand why players aren't loyal to teams, right? I have no problem with that. DeMar DeRozan has every right to be upset. My man was in Toronto. LeBron finally went out west. He was not going to have to worry about LeBron in the playoffs anymore. He's going to have to see this man twice a year. He's out here living his best life, chilling, saying, okay, we know Boston's really good, Philly's really good, but I'll take my chances against them and not LeBron. But now you put him in the Western Conference, and with his luck, he'll probably beat LeBron in the playoffs again and lose again. Now, Toronto, can they convince Kawhi Leonard to stay? And just for argument's sake, let's say they're going to keep Kawhi and try to convince him to stay. Some people believe they're going to try to trade him to an LA team, Clippers or Lakers, and try to get more assets that way. I think they're going to try to get him to stay, and if not, they'll be cool. Because now they just wanted to reset. Like I said, they just didn't believe in DeMar DeRozan. So this trade was a way to get rid of his contract and also bring some excitement to the team. You're going to sell a lot of tickets this year, and the team has a legit chance to make the finals in the Eastern Conference for 1 year. Even if the Kawhi leaves and Danny Green leaves, you have all that cap room for next year. So I think both parties got what they wanted in this deal. I don't think anyone lost, to be honest with you. And Toronto gets the chance to try to convince Kawhi to stay. Of course, everybody's going to point to the Paul George trade. Paul George wanted to go to LA, telling everybody and mama he was going to go to LA. Paul George didn't get traded to LA, got traded to OKC. And because OKC made the effort to get him, he fell in love with their franchise, decided to stay there long term instead of going to the Lakers. But I don't see that happening with Kawhi. It just feels different in this case. So Toronto just wants to start over, get out of this rut of what they've been stuck in, even though it's been a very successful stint, the DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry era. We all knew they kind of peaked out, especially when you think about the fact that Boston and Philly are probably better than them with DeMar DeRozan on that team. Now, even with Kawhi Leonard, I still believe Boston is better, but they definitely have a better chance against Boston with Kawhi Leonard than with DeMar DeRozan. So I think both parties in this one got good deals. Can't wait for next season. The Eastern Conference is definitely a lot more interesting. Do you think I'm wrong? Please let me know in the comments below. In the description below on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, The Real Deal with Damian Adams, and catch full episodes there. And until next time, go real or go home.